This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is my friend Natalie Francis from Hope Shores Alliance. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, Nancy.
You know, when we think of the Hope Shores Alliance, which does many things in our community, but you know, Christmas is a very important time because domestic violence and sexual assault, all those things go on during the holiday season. So it's comforting and wonderful to know that you and the entire staff there are there for the people in our counties.
Yes, that's correct. It does, unfortunately, go on year-round, 24/7.
And you said you want to, at this time of year, you want to put out there some thank yous and thank some people who have been helping you out.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Every day when I go in, my office is at the Safe House here in Alpena, and every day when I go into work, I find just bags and bags of donations. And I just want to extend a huge thank you to our community here in Alpena and all of the 5 counties that we serve. They have been just so generous this year. I've attended quite a few events as well, and luncheons, holiday luncheons, and people are just so generous. And we've been able to put together many nice Christmases for people that just would not have been able to afford to have those nice Christmases. Everybody, all of our transitional units have Christmas trees and presents and gifts and nice warm mittens and hats and everything for their children. So we're just very grateful for that.
Oh, we're all very grateful for that too. And I know you have another event coming up on December 28th.
Yes, we do. We have the dart tournament I just found out about. That's going to be at Chiefs Bar and Grill. It's open to the public, and all the proceeds will be going to Hope Shores Alliance. So it sounds like a fun event.
It will be. And Chiefs is another one of those great entities in our community that helps people out and does all kinds of things for so many organizations. So I hope that everyone who likes to play darts will go support, and even if you don't, come and watch.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to do. I plan on just going up there and watching and being supportive, and I'm sure it'll be a really fun time. It always is there.
It will be. And you have a masquerade ball coming up.
Yes, again, we're going to collaborate with Friends Together of Alpena here, and it's the Hope Together Masquerade Ball on February 23rd at the Knights of Columbus Hall. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be really fun. I don't have all the information and details on that because it's all in the planning, but I wanted to get that date out there so people can save a date. I'm sure last year's Second Chance Prom was a sellout and so much fun. So I'm sure that this will be a great event as well.
I remember seeing all the pictures on Facebook from the Second Chance Prom, and oh my gosh, they had so much fun.
Yeah. I attended. I went 80s, so this year I'll have to come up with some sort of a beautiful gown or mask or something, something of that sort.
You better get working on it because it's February 23rd.
I know.
That'll be here before we know it.
I know. Isn't that the truth?
And then you wanted to talk about Stalking Awareness Month.
Yes, January is Stalking Awareness Month, as well as Human Trafficking Prevention Month. So in the month of January, we will be out in the community making people aware of how much stalking is an important part of what we do, and a lot of people don't realize that it's out there. I mean, there's so many people that are being stalked. Internet's now with social media and the internet even more so. It's not just being followed anymore.
Right.
It's you know, with the internet, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. So we will be out there doing some outreach and things like that and making people aware.
So if someone would be interested in having you come and talk to their group or organization, how would they reach you?
Yes, they could call us at 356-6265. We'd be happy to come and talk to them about that and give them a PowerPoint or an agency overview or whatever they'd like to hear about that.
And you know, you don't, when you think of stalking, like you said, it can be phone calls, it can be personal appearances showing up at your work, it can be all the social media things, and it does happen, and it is happening in our community. And the more you are aware of it and more that you realize that this is stalking, you know, you need to, you know, get it taken care of and don't let it continue happening.
Exactly, and sometimes people think, oh, it's no big deal, you know, they just called or they just sent me a couple texts and you know, I'll just blow it off and don't worry about it, or I won't block them, but it can turn into something that can be very, very dangerous. So,
and you know, human trafficking, I don't think there's a big newspaper that you can read online that you don't read something about human trafficking of some way, shape, or form. And we've had cases in northern Michigan.
Yes, and in Alpena.
Yes.
We have had some things in Alpena that are going on. So we definitely want to get that information out there to people so that they know what to watch for, and so that they're safe and their children are safe.
Right. If you feel uncomfortable with something, report it.
Yes. Even if you just feel a little bit, if you just don't know, still report it.
Okay, and as people are watching today and they're thinking, hey, you know, Hope Shores Alliance, great organization in our community, you know, I have time to volunteer. So give me an idea of what some things volunteers could do.
Right, volunteering, and that's what I do. I'm the volunteer coordinator, so we have all kinds of different ways of volunteering. Like I said earlier, outreach, we'll be out doing outreach. So if you don't want to volunteer inside of the facilities, working tables with us, handing out pamphlets, taking tear-offs and giving them to organizations so they can put them in their bathrooms. Because a lot of times people don't want to go up to a public bulletin board and grab phone numbers, but they'll grab them out of a bathroom or something like that. So that's a great way. At our safe house, we need receptionists, especially in Oscoda right now. We need receptionists. We need housekeeping. We need sorting of donations. Again, we're getting tons of donations. We have pantries, clothing pantries and food pantries that need help with donations and rotating those goods and helping to put together baskets for people. We also need help with childcare. That's a huge thing. Just giving those survivors a little bit of time to themselves, maybe an hour, just to watch their children while they run to the grocery store so they don't have to take care of their kids and shop as well, or maybe so they can go to the library and read a book on their own just for a little bit of time. So childcare is huge.
Okay.
Also transporting survivors to appointments and things like that is another huge need that we have right now. So.
Okay, and once again, they can call you at 356-6265.
That's correct.
And the hotline number 24/7 is 1-800-396-9129.
That's correct.
Thank you so much, Natalie, for all that you and your staff do in our community, and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. I'll be right back with Katie Wolf from Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary following these messages. Hi, welcome back. I'm with Katie Wolf from Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Nancy.
That's the place that never stops moving. You folks there are so busy all of the time. New programming, new things, new items in the sanctuary store, setting up wonderful things like the next film festival, which has become unbelievable how many people in films and people that attend this event.
Right. It is. It's really exciting, and it's been reassuring within the community this year because even with our sponsorships, we've had some great sponsors step up, and so we have a really strong program. We're, I think, as excited as ever with the film festival this year. We're fortunate to have Chemical Bank and the Michigan Film and Digital Media Office as our lead sponsors.
Great.
And then Alpena Agency and Auto Owners Insurance have partnered to be another lead sponsor.
Perfect.
And the Community Foundation for Northeast Michigan. So, that's our cast of lead sponsors, which is really, really wonderful. And then we have many other sponsors who have come forth too.
And unless people have actually been to the film festival, they don't understand what goes on there and how wonderful it is.
Yeah, it is. It's extraordinary. It's helped me understand how important film is as a medium for educating the public.
Yes.
Because you're being entertained, but you're also taking in all this amazing, fascinating footage. And so it's really a great tool for us to help educate people.
And a lot of these films are introduced here for the first time.
Right. For the first time, and then it's the only place in this part of the country that you can see them. So we have more than 50 films this year, and many of them, you can't go anywhere in the Midwest to watch them. So it's pretty exciting.
And it actually starts Wednesday, January 23rd at Alcona High School.
Mm-hmm. We're going to start in Harrisville on the 23rd. Then we move to the theater in Rogers City.
Okay.
And then on Friday, we have a big event Friday evening.
A gala reception.
Right. and then, that Saturday and Sunday. So there's, it gives you several days to catch up films. And the other neat thing that we had happen, the First Federal Community Foundation M-Bank gave us a grant so that we can help cover the transportation for school children. So we have students who will be coming, during the week, during the daytime, for the 2 weeks, prior to the film festival, to be able to have what we call a sneak peek, but they get to see those films that are best suited to students.
Ooh,
so that's
wonderful.
pretty exciting.
So have you had a chance to tell me what's your favorite film is that's going to be previewed?
That would be really tough.
Would it?
Because, there are those that are more adventurous, and then
Okay.
there are those that are just very compelling and, somewhat concerning, because it's about the state of our oceans and the Great Lakes. And so then some are just great personal stories. So it'd be really hard to, pick which one would be a favorite.
So how do people get tickets?
Well, they can go online right now
Okay.
to thunderbayfriends.org, or they can stop in the store and pick them up at 500 West Fletcher Street. So and they make great stocking stuffers. I mean, they're
yes.
almost bigger than a stocking stuffer. Could be your favorite gift, but it's a perfect time to do it. And we do have people coming in getting stocking stuffers for the Glass Bottom Boat as well right now.
Right, and we want to let people know this, as this is airing today, there's still time today to come into the Great Lakes Sanctuary store and pick out some unique and wonderful Christmas items.
We have an incredible array of jackets and winter wear that just came in. So if you haven't been in the past couple days, it is chock full of merchandise. But then we also have incredible stocking stuffers there. I mean, neat things to put in kids' stockings that are educational, but also fun experiments and things like that. We have some beautiful books in our collection as well.
Okay, so now as people are thinking about next year, tell me some opportunities for people to volunteer and become involved with Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary.
Well, the film festival is a great time
Okay.
to volunteer, because we definitely need volunteers for that. But then we also, over the holidays, we're offering all the way through December
yes.
30th. You could go to our makerspace and do an ROV in a box. And so volunteers are often involved in programs like that. So families of all ages can come in during the day and learn how to make an underwater robot and then test it in our indoor dive tank.
Wow.
And see, do certain kind of missions and see how it operates. So that's a fun thing. And there's details on the Thunder Bay Friends .org website for that as well. We also have films going on 3 times a day, hour-long films, beautiful programming, very much geared toward families. So if the kids are getting a little restless inside, it's a perfect time to, have your children or your grandchildren and stop by the theater.
So we can find that out online also.
Yeah, there's different times, and it's really going throughout the day, so it's best to go to the website, check out a time, and you can see specifically what program is showing.
And then just the static displays that are there, wonderful, if you haven't had
they
an opportunity
are.
to come and see them.
There's, as you said, there's really always something going on, and we really try hard over the holidays when the kids are out of school to keep that rich programming going on.
Okay, and so then after Thunder Bay Film Festival, still many, many opportunities to help at the
Right.
at the sanctuary.
Well, it'll just be around the corner when the Made ROV competition starts.
Yes.
That's, so we're already, the students are already preparing for that and starting to get their applications in. And then we don't want to miss, for the film festival, there's the student competition.
Yes.
And so,
That's right.
and that's one of our favorite, the room is packed when the student films are showing.
And I've seen some of those, and it's unbelievable how they see things and how they bring it to life. I'm just amazed.
Yeah. Well, in this year's fund, we had 2 teachers who stepped up to the plate and offered scholarship funds for the students, and then the Friends matched that. And so we will be able to give students cash scholarships that they can use for camp or a class or even some materials or software to help advance their education interest or career interest.
Wonderful.
So that's going to be new this year.
Okay, good. So there's lots of opportunities, and the best way to reach you, Katie, if anyone has any questions.
They can just call at 884-6210.
Okay.
That's the 989 area code. Or they can go online to friends@thunderbayfriends.org, send an email there, and I will also get it.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and just like our last guest, thank you for all your staff, because I know it's your job, and I know you all go above and beyond to ensure the wonderful facility that's in our community stays viable and always is something new and exciting.
And at this time of year, it's really pretty overwhelming because I look at the support that we receive from the community, and we couldn't do these kind of programs if we didn't have really strong support.
Right, and we always say Alpena is a community that gives till it feels good.
It really is. It's a very special place.
Well, Merry Christmas to you and everyone there.
Well, thank you, Nancy. Same
Thank
thing.
you. Please stay tuned for Dr. Don McMaster following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster. I'm president of Alpena Community College. Pleased to have as our guest this morning Sarah Burt, Director of Learning Technology at ACC. Welcome, Sarah.
Thanks for having me.
Sarah, you're involved in a number of important things at the college, but one of the things that was kind of added to your plate this semester was accessibility. And that's kind of a mysterious term, but it's a pretty concrete activity. Could you share with the viewers what that is and why it's important?
Sure. We're focusing on digital accessibility, and digital accessibility is very similar to physical accessibility, which allows all individuals the access to whatever they're trying to get to, so easy access. And so just like we create buildings with door openers and elevators, we have to be conscientious when we're creating digital content so that individuals that are using assistive technology such as screen readers can access that material in a way that is orderly and easily presented.
Well defined. So this would be folks who may have a visual impairment being able to go to our website and access information and navigate and have the same opportunities as folks who aren't sight impaired.
Correct, and visual impairment is just one of the disabilities, so there are a wide range of disabilities: learning, cognitive, physical, sighted, auditory. So the digital accessibility encompasses all individuals so that everyone has access.
And what sort of activities have we had to do to comply with what I think is a meritorious thing? It's the right thing to do. What sort of things have you had to lead and guide the college staff to do?
We have been training all of the faculty and staff at ACC so that they understand what digital accessibility is in the first place, because as you mentioned, it's kind of a new term as far as digital accessibility goes. And so we've been doing some training as far as how to make Word documents accessible. We've also attended trainings so that we understand all the rules and regulations, the federal law, so that we are making sure that we comply with those federal laws. And then we've also implemented a couple new technologies just recently. We've employed 2 vendors to help us check our content to make sure that what we are doing is in fact accessible. So we have Sight Improve, which is scanning all of our websites, our internal and external websites, and then we went with Blackboard Ally, which will scan our learning management system, which is what our instructors use to present content to our students.
And both of those are really, really significant and large, vast. I mean, I think if folks go to our website, the first thing they would see is some really neat photos of students, and as they penetrate in, they might find reports and data and budget stuff. All of that needs to be made accessible so a student or who may not be able to see well could follow and figure out what that content is.
Exactly.
And so say, give the viewers an example. If there's a photo or something, if I'm a visual impaired person or a video, how is that made accessible?
So for a photo, for example, a sighted viewer can see what the image is presenting. For a vision impaired individual, they may not be able to get the color, the context, how it pertains to the reading. So there's background formatting that you can do, and it's called alternative text, which the creator of the document or whatever, where they put the photo in, will create their interpretation or a physical description of what the actual image is. And then a screen reader for a sighted impaired user will read the description of the photo for that user.
Wow.
Now for a video or somebody that has an auditory impairment, a video would be difficult because they would be able to see the content, but they wouldn't be able to hear what's going on. So closed captioning or a transcript must be provided so that somebody with a hearing impairment would be able to get the same meaning out of the presentation.
That is amazing technology.
Yes.
And so you're leading a group that's scouring all our online content, our website, to allow folks to access it who may have hearing impairment or sight impairment or some other disability.
Yes.
And this ties to the American with Disabilities Act?
Correct.
And what's some of the next challenges that you're, where are we in the process?
Well, we have a good response from our faculty and staff as far as coming to the trainings. Coming to the trainings and actually understanding what needs to be done are two different things. So now we need to make sure that the content that is being presented will be accessible. So it's going to be a matter of scanning that and checking, and then retraining those individuals that are still not quite understanding the technology behind making something accessible. It's really not too difficult once you understand the concepts, but like with anything new, there's always the little hurdles that you have to get over to say, well, where do I find this button to make this accessible, or why does this warning come up? What do I need to do to fix that? So we will continue to work with faculty and staff and ensure that things will be posted to our website and to our learning management system that is accessible to be inclusive for everyone.
That is a noble activity, I think. And we have a timeline when it needs to be completed?
Yes, we are in the remediation process, so we have some stuff that is posted currently that is inaccessible, and so we're looking at November 14th of 2020 as our deadline to be 100% compliant, and I think we're well on our way to meet that goal, and we are getting more faculty buy-in because now they're realizing that it's not just for individuals with disabilities, it actually will provide better learning opportunities for all students. As I mentioned, the Blackboard Ally tool that we are implementing should be ready to go for the spring 19 semester, and it will allow instructors to post their content, but then it will provide automatically 6 alternative versions for students to be able to access that material. So if an instructor adds a Word document, the Ally tool will create an auditory version so that a student maybe commuting can pull up Blackboard on their phone and hit a button and listen to the lecture instead of having to read it. And so not only is it for students with disabilities, it's also helping learn different learning styles. So somebody likes to hear something, they can listen to their lesson instead of read it.
Thank you, Sarah. That is well described and a wonderful service. Thank you for leading it. Thank you, folks, for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your host, Nancy Smitham and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.